Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rune Factory 5 guide. Today we are going to talk about weather. Yes, really, weather. So you might be wondering, well, why am I doing that already in the evening hours and why are we all in pajamas? Because for one of these weathers, we're going to be out during the middle of the night. So in Rune Factory 5, there are effectively 8 types of weather. You're going to have your common ones of, sunny, cloudy, rainy, and in the winter, snowy. Your rain and your snow will keep your crops wet. I know for a fact rain will. I believe snow does as well. I think it's basically just your rain. Then you're going to have effectively 4 unique weather types, which is what we're going to look at more in this video. Now, depending on the season, you're going to have either more extreme versions of rain or snow in the case of typhoons and blizzards. We'll look at that a little later. But basically what it does is it's going to destroy your crops if you don't protect them. There is one that is really uncommon. It happens probably once or twice a season. You'll see it. It's called Rune weather. Your weather icon up in the corner there will be like a green little person-shaped thing, and you'll see little Runeys floating up across the screen. Basically, on those days, your crops are going to grow faster. You might have a greater chance of getting Runeys or the skill orbs when you harvest crops, and so on. So it's going to look very similar to like on festival days where you got the confetti coming down, but this one you're going to have the little Runeys popping along. The last one we're going to look at is this one, the Starfall. This one only happens, it's rarely random. I've never seen it happen before your first autumn. And the reason we're waiting as late in the day as we are is not just so we can look at the sky and see the meteor shower happening, which this is not a great spot for it, but here we go. You can see all the shooting stars and so on. But because there's unique stuff that only happens on this day, when this weather pattern is happening. So we're going to go take a look at those, and one of them doesn't start until 7 p.m. So aside from the icon there in the right side, which just disappeared on us, one of the ways you can tell about what your weather is or what it's going to be is by talking to your villagers. Let's see if we can get it from these guys, as I dismiss them. Nope, she didn't say anything this time. Let's see, Riker had something last time. Nope. And nope. So sometimes they'll all say, hey, you should look for this one, they'll say you should look in the skies tonight, or it's going to be a starfall shower, or something along those lines. And like for typhoon days, unless it's the day after a festival, they'll tell, which I've had happen, they'll say, hey, a typhoon is coming, you better take care of your crops. So on this day though, for starfalls, what we want to do is we want to come up near here-ish. There is a unique enemy called the Killer Griffin that will spawn that we can farm for a unique item called the Mealy Apple. And we'll go see if we can go get one real quick. So I'm going to go teleport right over here, just the entrance. Now, if you aren't late game or post game, you won't have access to this, but again, this happens, like I've said, I've never seen it happen earlier than my first autumn. So over here near these guys, but not these guys. Let's see if we can get him to spawn. Wait. Is that him coming down just now? Nope. I guess he is not spawning yet. Yeah, I've... Reports are inconsistent. Some say he spawns as early as 7 p.m. I've seen others that say something like 10 p.m. So let's go run away a little bit. See if we can't respawn him. And you don't need to worry about the gates. He's not attached to a gate. So if you need to, just kill the gates. Might make it easier for this. Because we don't need these guys. Oh, that's the gate that I'm seeing. Nope, not these over here either. Wait, there he is. Perfect. So this area here, the Killer Griffin, level 60. What you want to do is hit him with your spell seal. I did not get what we want from that. So unfortunately, because he's not tied to the thing, we're going to have to teleport elsewhere. So I thankfully have these right here. I've already finished this dungeon and have my dragon here. But you have to leave the map and go to a new area and come back. He will respawn just like that. And we're going to try and hit him again. Got nothing that time. There we go. Perfect. That's the melee apple. This item here is used. And at first you're like, oh, this is a terrible item. Why would I want this? But as I mentioned in my tips guide, there is a way to reverse the effects of this. So if you put an object X on like say an armor item, and then you put this in as your next upgrade item, this is going to reverse all the effects. You're going to get plus 62% to your strength, vitality, intelligence, plus 12% to all your resistances, etc. And this is only a level 3 version. So what you want to do on this night is do that, repeat this process. Just keep going out. Because these are such rare days, you know, go in here. Or, you know, like again, if you haven't unlocked the Thundering Wastes dungeon here and all that, like I have, because this is again a post-game one, and if you're taking your time like I recommended, well then you go to, you know, the Whispering Woods or something like that. And then just keep coming out here. Now, I don't really recommend doing this as much until you're post-game. Anyways, because the melee apple is, you know, it's such a powerful item that you don't really want to put it on weaker gear. Let's see what level we got that one this time. Level 3 as well. And his level, it won't always be a level 3, so you can do this, you can keep spawning that, doing that over and over, and doing it all night long, because he only spawns from about 7:38-ish until early morning the next day. So this is where that you don't pass out mechanic really comes in handy. Use this full day, as much of this, you know, maybe stop at like 5 in the morning or something like that. But farm this over and over and over to get this for getting yourself some really good armor. Because you're going to need it for the post-game dungeon. And those bonuses to strength and intelligence are going to help your attack stats, as well as all the defenses you're getting from everything else. And so on. So, that's not the only thing that comes about from this day, though. And yes, this is the only day you can get him, so if you want to tame him, you can do it, but he will not, as a tamed creature, give you melee apples. This is the only way to get melee apples, unfortunately. So now we're going to fast forward to our next day, and we're going to sleep. And we'll get to what happens next, because this is a 2-day affair. Because on the next day, we're going to have meteors that have fallen to the Earth. And we want to go find them. Don't save. Call it a day. Alright, so it is the next day. We're on a sunny day, great. But what's really interesting and important to do here is there are meteors that have fallen. There are 5 locations per region that you can find one, and there will only be one that's fallen per region. So, if we're here in the Forest Woodlands, there might be one over here-ish. We'll take a look over there. One right up here near where we were just at. One over in here. One over in here. And the final spot is kind of over here-ish. But the trick is, you go out there, you'll find this giant meteor. You'll hit it with your hammer, and it might drop some Starfall seeds. And then you save and you reload, and it'll be respawned. So let's go see if we can find the one for the Forest Woodlands. And then I'll show where the ones in the other regions are. Alright, so here we are. We found our first one, and it's giving us a little tutorial on them. On days when you see the shooting stars, a giant meteorite will crash down somewhere in the world. if you find it and break it open with a hammer, you might get some starfall seeds. Plant these to grow starfall crops. Yep. So, and this is the same place I found it in my last playthrough, which, okay, this is my closest save file if I'm in post-game, but otherwise, I mean, if you aren't in late or post-game and you've unlocked all these other dungeons over here, this is a terrible region to check at, because it's a long, big region. You can see, it is 7:30. I've already spent like an hour and a half running around. But, we'll demonstrate this one here. Smack it with my hammer. A couple times. Got some scrap metal and 1 starfall seed. That's not a great hit. Oh, and there's an enemy there I missed. So let's move on to the next region. Alright, so now we are in Lake Yumina. I skipped past the Kelv Volcanic region for a reason. And that's because Lake Yumina, while not quite as big as the Forest Woodlands, is very similar to it in the fact that I don't recommend you hit, there's, again, 5 spots. One of them is way up here. And the other 4 are kind of like here, here, way down here, and here. So unless it's the one that's like right here, this is not a good region to do it, because your only safe spot is right over here at the Crystal Caverns entrance. There's no other dungeons nearby, no other save points nearby. This is not a great region, but we will go check. So, like I said, your best bet is if it's the one that's just right up here. And even this is kind of a pain to try and get to, as you can see. Gotta kind of go at it at the right angle. Otherwise, you're going to start sliding down. And this is a pain to do. So I actually recommend the Kelv Volcanic region because it is such a small region. That you can cover it pretty quickly. And nope, it is not this one over here. We did not see one over here. Oh, there's a hidden chest. There it is. So we can see it from here. So it's not as bad as the Forest Woodlands, but this is still not my recommended area to go hunting for them. And we got 2 Starfall Seeds this time. Great. So let's go up to the Kelv Volcanic region. Alright. So here we are at the Kelv Volcanic region. There are 5 places that can spawn here, but only one of them will be the one. So it could be over here by this lake here. It could be one right here, which is where it was on my last playthrough for me. You've got one here, here, and here, and then one more up in here. Like here-ish. So you can see, I mean, this is a small region. I can cover this in a matter of minutes. So even if I've only played through to get access to the Kelv Lava Caverns, I have a save point right there that I can go in, save, come right back out, and hit all of these, even if I haven't unlocked these 2 later game dungeons to check. So let's go see if we can find one. And I'm going to stay on camera this whole time because it is a quick check across the entire area. My last playthrough, I had the one that was just right over here, and it was really quick and easy to do. Not this time, though. Come up the hill and see if we see it out here in the field. Yep, there it is. Perfect. So we'll run over here. We'll smack it a few times. Now, the quality of your hammer is going to definitely improve your chances of getting more and more seeds and better quality seeds and so on. But it's not going to guarantee that you're going to get like level 10 seeds or anything like that. And this is the only way to get them. They'll never be sold. They'll never be, worth doing anything like that with. So it's absolutely worth getting a lot of them, though, on this day. So we'll demonstrate here. We'll create a new save file right there to demonstrate. Don't want to save over my current one. Great. Now we'll load that exact same save file. And we'll go run right back over there and smack it again. And you can do this over and over and over all day long. And I absolutely recommend doing that to get, I would say, at least 16 to 20 seeds. And here's why. You're going to want to have 4 seeds for every season. When you plant these in that season, you're going to get a unique crop. In spring, it'll be a strawberry of the stars. Um, let's see. I think it's corn in summer, uh, pumpkin in fall, and potato in the winter, I believe. Let's see. Yep. Starfall strawberry, starfall corn, starfall pumpkin, starfall potato, in that order. They will take over 10 days to grow fully, so if you're like late season, like I could definitely grow this one here and this season and just be fine. But if yours doesn't happen until, say, the 20th of the season, I would not do it. And as we saw, hey, boom, it's right back over here. Oh, and that's still there from last time too. Oh, wrong one. Too left. So smack it again. See what we get. And we got 4 that time. So you can see, oh, it's very quickly, easily to get a bunch of these. I've already picked up 10 just from demonstrating on these 3. And they're all over the place on their quality. You know, you can see I've got a level 10 all the way down to level 2. But the reason you want to get as many of these as possible is, 1, you want to sell 1 of each to get the shipping achievement, the having it is your 100% completion for shipping. You're going to, each one has a dish for cooking that you can turn it into. So like a strawberry jam of the stars. But also, once you have completed them, you're going to want to come over here to this lake and throw 1 in. Actually, you're going to want to throw 2 in. Because each one is going to get you a headdress for that respective season. And so you'll get you throw in the Starfall strawberry, you're going to get the spring headdress, and the corn for the summer, pumpkin for autumn, potato for winter. And then you're going to want to sell 1 of each of those. And then the final one, you're going to do that again for all of those because you want to make this headdress down here, the 4 Seasons headdress. And then maybe sell that. So there's going to be, you want at least 4 of each seed. Maybe a 5th one so you can sell the seed as well. Just to get all of the things for your 100% completion of, I want to get the 4 Seasons headdress. I want to get each of the spring, summer, autumn, and winter headdresses. I want to have, sell one of each of the crops. I want to, make something from each of the crops. Because there is 1 cooking dish for each of them. Let's see if we can find these here. And they'll say of the stars for them. So strawberry jam of the stars needs the Starfall strawberry. And so you get the idea here. It's get a bunch of them, your first one. Because again, today is the 9th of autumn of my first year. This is the first Starfall that I've seen all year long. So moving on to our next weather pattern. I talked about it briefly, but the typhoon and the blizzard. If you are in post-game, you can bring them on early, like I'm about to try and do here. Let's see, under extra directives, bring the typhoon closer. So there we go. Now typhoon's headed our way. Boom. And let's see if we can get people to talk about the oncoming typhoon. Oh, she's not talking about it. Will she talk about it? Nope. But, you'll see it every now and then. People will talk about it. So let's go to bed and bring on the oncoming typhoon to show what it's going to do to your crops. And the blizzard's going to be the same way as the typhoon. It's just going to be seasonal based on which season it is. Typhoons are... I've seen it listed online as spring and autumn only, but I've seen it happen in summer. And the blizzard is, of course, your winter one. So we'll go to bed, call it a day. Alright, and we are back. So, as you can already see, my crops are being destroyed. This was a crop here. It is a typhoon day. This was a tree up until just now, and now it's covered with withered grass. If I go up to my main farm up here, we'll see that the crops will just get destroyed as new things get put there, you know. Already getting some withered grass here, destroying my crops. Other stuff will get destroyed over the course of it with rocks appearing, stones, etc. Your crops will get destroyed throughout the course of this day as the typhoon comes. The only way to protect against that for both typhoons and blizzards is to use an item known as wettable powder. And the game will teach you about that a little bit early on with one of the requests. Let's see if I have any in here. I do not, looks like. So once Ludmila moves into the village, you can buy it from her. But yeah, throughout the day, your crops will get watered, but they'll also get destroyed if they don't have enough strength on them. So let's put on one of these. I'll walk around. So your soil will have a health level, quality level, etc. And this is going to just destroy the health things. So you can see this rock wasn't here a minute ago. As your health levels, your hit points for your crops decrease, they're going to get replaced with trash stuff, these, big old claystone that wasn't there a second ago, so on. And that's what's going to happen for your blizzards and your typhoons. So when the villagers say, hey, it's coming, which unfortunately I haven't been able to find anybody talking about it. I was demonstrating it. I went around talking to people while I was having to rest a couple days. You can see we jumped a bunch of days. And they're just not good luck with it. Yesterday was Valentine's Day in game. It's a holiday. They're not going to talk about it on holidays. So, sometimes you will get surprised with a blizzard, unfortunately, or a typhoon in this case. But for the most part, you should have people, if you talk to your villagers every day, they'll warn you, hey, a typhoon's coming, a blizzard's coming. Oh, hey, it's a Starfall day. The only weather they really won't warn you about that's of the unique weathers is the Runes. But the Runes is a good weather, just like Starfall's a good weather. And they're going to call your attention to the Starfall, say, hey, go look at the skies tonight, whatever. Runes is just going to benefit your crops. It's not something you need to go out of your way and do anything about, like the other three. And that will about cover it up for weather this time. I just wanted to get it out of the way, because I had already hit the Starfall day in my game, and it's like, oh, hey, let's do this video first. So next time we'll look at something else. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like about Rune Factory 5 and what more you want to see going forward. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!